Hi, welcome to Diamond Delight Edibles. My name is Liz if this is the first time you're joining, and if you're a regular subscriber, thank you so much and welcome back. I really do appreciate your support, guys, and your comments have just been awesome. I feel the love and it makes me super, super happy. Anyway, so today I thought I'd bring you a Canadian classic. We call these butter tarts. So it's basically your version of pecan pie. And it is ooey gooey and it has Cannabutter and these are absolutely wonderful. So I hope you give it a try and I'll get right into the ingredients and the steps on how to do it. Thanks for joining. Alright, so what we're going to need for our butter tarts are, I use the pre-made, their raw butter tart or the raw tart shells already in their little casings there. I love using these. I have posted the recipe for the pastry if you like making your own pastry. I, however, do not. So I use these things. They're great. You're going to need this base recipe makes approximately 12. You're also going to want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Then we're going to need a half a cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of light corn syrup, a quarter cup of Cannabutter, 1 egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a quarter teaspoon of table salt. And that's all we need for our ingredients. And I'm just going to get into the equipment and then we'll get everything put together. All right, so you're going to need 12 tart shells. You're going to need a mixing bowl, a spatula, if you've got one of the medium-sized scoops, these work great for your for putting it into the tarts. If not, a tablespoon will work, and a hand mixer. And that's about it. You want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. To our bowl, we are going to add our half a cup of brown sugar, our half a cup of corn syrup. Now, if you like, this is going to make like a nice gooey tart. If you like a little bit of a drier tart, then use 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar and a quarter cup of the light corn syrup. But I like the kind of gooier tart, so I'm going with the half and half. And then if you like a super gooey tart, then you can go with 3/4 corn syrup and a quarter of the brown sugar, but I probably wouldn't do that. That'd be a little bit gross. And we're going to add in our quarter cup of Cannabutter. Oopsie. Our egg. Apparently that was a very tough egg. Excuse me. Our vanilla and our quarter teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to get our handy dandy little hand mixer and mix that up. I'll just make sure to scrape down the sides so everything gets incorporated evenly. You're just going to beat it until it's all nicely blended together. And then we're going to add in our half a cup of raisins or pecans or walnuts or whatever that you would like to do. These are some huge raisins. I got organic raisins. They're like dates. And just mix those in. And whoops. And yeah, there I go again. And then once we've got all that mixed together evenly, we are going to distribute it into our pie shells, or our tart shells actually. You just want to use about a nice little even scoop, and you want to try to make sure not to get too many raisins into one lump. And just drop her into the middle. That's it. And you don't want to fill them up too much. This is all going to bubble up and get gooey, so they'll drip over, and you don't want that to happen. And that's also why I put it on the parchment paper, to kind of save my pan if it does go over. Man, those raisins are huge. Raisins on steroids, wow. And then once we get all the tart shells filled, you're going to pop them into the oven at 400 degrees, your preheated oven. And you're going to bake them for 12 to 17 minutes. It varies depending on your oven. Keep an eye, once they're nicely golden brown on top is when you're going to take them out. And so you're going to pop them in your oven, use the middle rack. And then about halfway through, turn your rack around. So that way it gets cooked evenly, because the back is warmer, hotter than the front. So that way the back ones don't get overcooked and your front ones don't get fully cooked. As I said, we're going to bake these for 12 to 17 minutes. So just keep an eye on them at about the 12-minute mark. So this is them baking after about 5-6 minutes. You can see how they're starting to bubble up a little bit. So at the 6-7 minute mark, I'm just going to flip the tray around. And be very careful, because there'll be, it can spill. There we go. Just kind of make sure they're apart. I probably should have done this before. There we go. Stop. There we go. And we're going to let those continue baking until they're nice and golden brown. Alright, so the tarts are done. So these took about 17 minutes. And that's the color that you want them, that really nice golden brown. And you're going to let them cool for a few minutes on the tray, and then transfer them over to a rack to finish cooling completely. And then once they've cooled down a little bit, transfer them over to a cooling rack and let them fully cool. It takes about an hour or so. Or you can have them in about a half an hour when they're still nicely warm. My absolute favorite way of having them is with vanilla ice cream. So I'll actually heat them up after a day or so, nuke them, microwave them for about 15 seconds. Vanilla ice cream, mwah, it is an absolute delight. And that's about it for the recipe. I'm going to show you, I'm going to cut into one in a few minutes once it's fully cool, just so you can see what it has to look like on the inside, and then I'll be back to say goodbye. Here's the butter tart. This one's the walnut one that I did. Let's see. So see, it's basically like a pecan pie. And so definitely, I hope you guys give it a try. So that is my little tutorial there on Cannabutter tarts. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments, and as always. And if you're new to this video, there's lots more in the library. I hope you subscribe, and there is more to come in the future. Thanks again for joining. Have a great day.